Breville recently released this, the Barista Express Impress. However, despite being the newest machine in their lineup, it doesn't actually replace any of the existing Breville machines, including this one, the Barista Pro. Despite these two machines being very similar on paper, they are fundamentally built for two entirely different target audiences. Today, I'm going to be helping you decide which one of these two machines will serve you best. Before we get going, I just want to quickly say that this is not a sponsored video in any way. I purchased both these machines with my own money. If you want to check your local pricing for either of them, I will have them linked down in the description below. Starting off, as we always do, with the build quality and design, the older Barista Pro actually has a quite large advantage in this area. Despite being the less recent machine, it is using the newest chassis from Breville, with a more angular design, curved metal backsplash, and an array of really nice color finishes on top of the standard stainless steel. This color is called Damson Blue. In comparison, the Barista Express Impress is using the same chassis from the now very old original Barista Express. Although it is still all metal and does feel solid, things like the grind adjustment knob do feel noticeably better on the Barista Pro. Moving on to user experience, there continues to be some significant differences between these two machines. For example, the Barista Pro can heat up in 3 seconds. Yes, you heard that right. 3 seconds, which is thanks to a newer heating system that it is using. In comparison, the Impress is still using an older heating system, which takes a still impressive but much slower 45 seconds to heat up. On the Impress, the power cord is fixed and the water spout is located in the front right corner of the machine. In comparison, the power cord on the Barista Pro is retractable, which is a nice feature to keep your counter looking tidy, and the hot water spout is also conveniently located behind the group head so that you don't need to move your cup when making an Americano. The user interface is also much more granular and easier to navigate on the Barista Pro thanks to the digital display. Things like changing the brew temperature, programming the shot time, and running the cleaning cycle can easily be found, whereas on the Impress, you're going to need to refer back to the manual to find the correct combination of button pushes and holds. Other than that, the features are essentially the same. Same sized water tank, same grinder, same sized portafilter, same programmable single and double shot buttons, and same drip trays with hidden storage in behind. Now, admittedly, up until this point, this comparison has been pretty lopsided in favor of the Barista Pro. However, the most important part of any espresso machine is the actual espresso brewing, and this is an area where the Impress slightly claws itself back depending on your experience level and desired use case. One fundamental element of making espresso that cannot be avoided and can potentially cause frustration for new users is dialing in a new coffee or machine. This is the process of finding the right grind size and brew recipe so that your espresso flows not too fast and not too slow and tastes the best it possibly can. On the Barista Pro, this process is completely manual. You need to tune in the grind timer to grind the right amount of coffee. You need to tamp with enough pressure to get out any air pockets. You need to tamp flat, and you need to tweak all these parameters accordingly. On the Barista Express Impress, you absolutely still need to dial in, and you will absolutely still dump many shots down the drain in the process. But their new intelligent dosing and tamping system takes away the dosing and tamping variables, making the process far less frustrating for first-time users. You grind your coffee, pull the lever to tamp, and then the machine will check if there is enough coffee in the basket or if you need to grind more. After the machine gets the right amount, it remembers this for next time so that you only need to grind once. After that, you can brew and adjust the grind size accordingly based on whether the flow is too fast or too slow. The beauty of this is that not only is the process less frustrating, but once you are dialed in, anyone in your house or even guests can walk up to this machine and easily and consistently make espresso. The dose is controlled, the tamp is identical each time, the espresso will be good. In comparison, the Barista Pro is not as easy to just walk up to and start using. The Impress also has a pressure gauge, which looks nice and is good to show that you're reaching brewing pressure, but it is not a necessity. Pressure is a very broad indicator of espresso shot quality. Flow rate and overall brew recipe are far more precise and important, and those can be measured on any machine, pressure gauge or not. Now, it's important to remember that all the advantages in terms of espresso on the Impress are to do with repeatability and dialing in. If these are things that you are already confident with, then there's really no reason not to go with the Barista Pro. Not having an all-enclosed dosing and tamping chamber gives you more control over your puck prep, which when done properly can result in a better shot on the Barista Pro. But when done improperly can result on a much worse shot on the Barista Pro. A good analogy is that the Barista Express Impress is kind of like a bike with training wheels. At the beginning, it's going to be much easier. Anybody can walk up to it and ride it around the block without any issues. However, as you start to progress, that bike with training wheels could start to become a little bit limiting. In comparison, the Barista Pro is like a mountain bike. If you try to walk up to it and ride it without any experience, you are going to fall on your face. You're going to make some disgusting espresso. However, if you are experienced or you are willing to learn, in the end, you're going to have much more flexibility and the potential for an overall better experience with the mountain bike. Moving on to steaming performance, this is another area where the Barista Pro has a pretty big advantage. Thanks to the new heating system mentioned earlier, not only does the Pro take 3 seconds to heat up, but it also only takes 3 seconds to warm up to steaming temperature after brewing, and then 40 seconds to steam the milk. Compare that to the 30 seconds it takes the Impress to start steaming, and additional 75 seconds to steam the milk, and you're left with a latte making process that is almost a minute longer on the Barista Express Impress. If you're looking to only make maybe 1 or 2 drinks at a time, then this won't be too big of an issue. However, if you want to serve many people back to back, or you're just really tight on time, then the Barista Pro is a far more accomplished steaming machine. Both of these machines can steam great quality milk that is easily usable for latte art if that is what you are looking for. So, in the end, the decision between these two machines is actually pretty clean cut. If you simply want the easiest machine to dial in and use, the easiest machine for guests to use, and don't want to learn the intricacies of puck prep, then the Barista Express Impress is the clear choice. However, if you're already an experienced barista or have the willingness to go through some of the potential frustration of learning, then the Barista Pro is a much better overall machine. It has a newer, updated design, great digital display, and far superior steaming performance. Again, I will have both these machines linked down in the description below so you can check your own local pricing. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and even consider subscribing if you want to see some more like it in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.